right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Friday, July 12th, and the Yankees were taking on the Orioles in Baltimore as they try and break out of their funk with a crucial weekend series. I got Aiden with me from Fireside tonight. We're going to talk about Judge's home run, Gerrit Cole's start, all that, my recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium,
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back, kid.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yankees finally win a game over the Orioles. We wondered if there could be fisticuffs tonight or in this series, and tonight tensions boiled over. We almost had them. Joining me tonight is Aiden Deschamps from Fireside Yankees. Did I say that right?
Yep, that's almost
Close
there. Deschamps.
Close enough. I'm getting there. All right. He's going to be making some content for us here on the channel in the near future, so I wanted to bring him on to kind of talk about that and talk about the game. Aiden, how you feeling about a win in Game 1?
Pretty good. I mean, this was a pretty daunting weekend series. You kind of just want to get to the All-Star break, but, you know, to get Game 1 with Gerrit Cole on the mound, you got ace number 2 and Heel going tomorrow. Maybe the Yankees could take this series.
We were talking about Heel in the green room. They kind of started his little funk. So I'm really, really interested to see how he responds tomorrow. Will he be that guy who bounced back and pitched really well the last time out? You know, we saw shades of it the time before that when he had 3 really good innings before it kind of fell apart. If he can have a really good start tomorrow, that's a promising sign for the second half. And the Yankees need this series win. We had Judge go deep tonight, his 33rd of the season. He wrecks the baseball in this ballpark, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you alluded to before, Heel, you know, having a good start tomorrow is super, super important. The Orioles did start his funk, but with him, it's all about efficiency. Don't work yourself into trouble. We see time and time again, he gets one walk and then all hell kind of breaks loose and he kind of unravels. He just has to be efficient tomorrow. If he can give us 6 innings of, you know, just a couple runs, that's all you can ask for from him. And like you said with Judge too, I mean, him in Baltimore is almost automatic. It feels like it's been year after year. He just smokes the ball there. Even when they move that fence back 30-something feet. I mean, The guy's absolutely unbelievable.
All right, so let's talk about Gerrit Cole. He was really, really good tonight. Worked out of a couple of jams early. His pitch count was at 46 pitches through 2 innings. So you thought maybe he would be out of there kind of early, but he settled down. He had an 8-pitch 4th inning. He was really sharp. I thought he played Gunnar Henderson like a fiddle in his 3rd at bat. Off speed, and then bang, 98-mile-an-hour fastball for the punchy. 6 outstanding innings for Gerrit Cole, just 1 run allowed. What did the data say about Gerrit Cole tonight?
Well, his fastball topped out at about 98.7 miles per hour, and he used it for 46% of his pitches. He got 5 whiffs on it, along with 10 called strikes. It's pretty nice. His cutter made up 24% of his usage, and it was also very effective tonight, generating 4 whiffs, topping out at 93.3 miles per hour. His knuckle curve and slider made up all of his off-speed usage. He threw like 1 changeup tonight, but he leaned more on the knuckle curve than the slider. He got 2 whiffs for each pitch, but he landed 6 called strikes on that knuckle curve. And the hardest contact he let up tonight was on Santander's single in the 6th, and it was 117.2 miles per hour off the bat. It's a pretty hard hit ball, but other than that, he managed damage contact very, very well tonight with an 84.9 mile per hour exit velocity on batted balls. That was his average exit velocity on batted balls. So he was really effective. He did, you know, work into some trouble early, get that pitch count high, but after that, he was efficient. He got 7 strikeouts, no damage contact, 1 walk, 5 hits, 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched. That's a really good outing.
I think about this with Gerrit Cole. If he gets right, you know, if he gets back to being Gerrit Cole, he's going to be entering mid-season form right as the Yankees are hitting their most important games of the season, the playoffs. And that is huge. I mean, we've never seen, you know, that Cole that goes on a stretch run during the summer and just dominates during the postseason. And that would be unbelievable. So let's hope that he can, you know, keep it going. Yorbit Vivas called up before the game. Welcome to the show, Yorbit. I was hoping he would be in the lineup. You know, I didn't do a video on it. Typically, when news breaks on this channel, I do a video. I was in the process of making just the most beautiful fucking cheeseburger you've ever seen. Angus beef, bacon, Colby Jack, and I was basting some garlic aioli on it. And I was literally like getting ready to bite, and my phone rang. And it was the director of Foul Territory. And when he calls, you answer the phone. And so I answered the phone, and he said, "We don't have internet. You got to direct the show." So I put the burger down. I did the show while I was, gone. The burger got cold, and it just was not the same when I got done. So I had to go eat. And by the time I was done with all that, I was like, not going to get to a Yorbit Vivas video. But 397 on base percentage, would rather see him in the leadoff spot than DJ LeMahieu, who had another really bad night. I don't care if it's his first game. I want to see him, leadoff spot right now. What are your thoughts on Yorbit? I know you guys have done some videos on him and had some conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it was really puzzling to see him get called up tonight, and you kind of expect to see him in the lineup. And then you see DJ LeMahieu, who's been nothing but a negative asset on offense. I've been saying he's a one outcome player. That's a ground ball. You see him in the leadoff spot after you just call up a guy from AAA who, has been hitting the ball very, very well down there. But just a little bit on Vivas, his player profile. He's not by any means really like a hard hitting slugger. He doesn't hit the ball hard. He's not like your Judge or Soto types. He's not, I would even say he's not even like an Ozzie Albies. He doesn't hit the ball that hard, but he is a high contact guy. He can put the bat on the ball. He also has phenomenal plate discipline. That's something the Yankees are really excited about. He attacks pitches in the zone, and he spits on pitches out of the zone. It's just that simple. He has a 70.6% zone swing percentage, a 26.3 out of zone swing percentage, and he makes contact on 76.3% of the pitches he swings at. What can often go wrong with an approach like that is an abundance of ground balls, which we've been seeing a lot with the Yankees with the contact-oriented approach. But Vivas is the opposite. He elevates the baseball and he pulls it almost 45% of the time. And that's a good thing because pulled fly balls means more homers, especially
at Yankee
in
Stadium.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. So like I said, he's not a hard-hitting slugger, but he can still pull the ball in the air. He's been hitting a lot of line drives this year, actually, and I'm really excited to see him over probably the next couple days because I can't imagine he's going to be up for long because he came up because JD Davis went on the 10-day retroactive to July 8th for the stomach flu. Translation, he has the shits.
Yeah,
but
that's a lot of shits. 10 days is a lot of. We gotta have to get this guy some fluids, man. I mean, that's some bad Taco Bell, bro.
Yeah, I don't think Davis is going to be on the IL for very long, and I imagine they'll send Vivas back down by then. But I think the time that he does have up there is important because I think he relates to the Gleyber Torres situation a little bit, but we'll cover that a little bit more later.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your new content that's coming. So Aiden does a lot of work at Fireside Yanks. I've always liked his stuff. And he's going to be highlighting some certain players, certain things that we feel need a deeper analytical dive. If you need a random 90s fact or whatever, or some cheesy sound effects or a fun hat, you come to me. If you need a deep dive on a player using analytics and stuff, that's not really my forte. I know my limits. So I want Aiden to be that guy. But he's going to be joining us on the 20th, which is next Saturday for the first video. What are you thinking you're going to dive into?
Well, I mean, obviously the Yankees have been on this huge skid for a month now, pretty much. And I don't want to spend too much time on how bad they've been, but I'm still going to go over the metrics that they're performing poorly in and why it's linked to their lack of success and woes. But, I also want to dive into Judge and Soto, how remarkable they've been, how what Judge is doing is something we probably have never seen before and might not see again. I'll also, I really want to break down Ben Rice and what makes him so special. Also, what's been the difference with Anthony Volpe? Why has he been so night and day? Why did he have a first 2 months were flawless and then his last month has been terrible?
Yeah.
But just for the show overall, not just the first episode, It's not going to be a lecture. I know when it comes to StatCast data and advanced metrics that, a lot of baseball fans will roll their eyes and think, it is a daunting thing. StatCast metrics and advanced stuff. It seems daunting, but it's really not. I'm going to do my best to explain how to use it, what these metrics mean, and what it's currently telling us about the Yankees. Like I said, these metrics at face value, they seem really, really difficult and daunting. But with just a little bit of learning, you can use them in no time. And I think that anybody can get into advanced statistics. It doesn't take a big brain whiz.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Final question here before we get to the recap. Do you think Judge gets plunked tomorrow? I'm going to say no. That feels a little too obvious. But before this series is out, they're going to hit somebody.
No, I mean, he hit a home run and then they walked him 3 times in a row. Unless they want to save pitch count or something. Well, no, you just send the guy to first anymore. So you don't even throw 4 pitches.
Yeah, I don't think they'll drill him, but I do think they will hit somebody before the series is out.
All right, let's go. Let's
All right,
get going.
Get to the recap here. I'm going to pull up the box score real quick while we talk. Obviously, Yankees pick up a huge win in Game 1 of this series. Let's not break out the champagne yet, because it was our ace on the mound against a team that has been struggling offensively, and we were supposed to win this game. The real statement is, can we win tomorrow with Luisio? Can we take the series headed into the All-Star break? That would be huge. Another wasted opportunity in the first inning. I thought it was going to be one of those nights. The Yankees loaded the bases but did not score. Garrett Cole worked into and out of trouble early on. By the way, how do you feel about the City Connects, the Baltimore City Connect? I think they're kind of dope with the trim.
I think they're kind of nice. I know a lot of people hate on the all black uniform, but I think it's, it's cool and unique. It's City Connect. You got to try different things. And I think, like you said, the trim is like the Maryland flag. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yanks jumped all over Povich in the second, base hit by Volpe, took 2 bases on an error. Yes, the helmet came off around second base. Line drive double from Jose Trevino to put the Yankees out in front. Jahmai Jones made it 2-0 with a base hit. And the Yankees don't hold a lot of 2-0 leads lately, so I was having my own little World Series parade over here. The Orioles got to Garrett Cole for a run in the second. RBI, triple into the corner. That broke an 0-for-20 streak with runners in scoring position for the O's. So they've been struggling a little bit. Yankees are not the only team that's been struggling to get the big hit. Top 3, Aaron Judge got the run right back.
It's another home run for Judge. All right. Here comes the Judge.
All right. 33 on the year. And still 2 games to go until the All-Star break. It was only a matter of time, Aiden, before he got going again. Any thoughts on Judge?
I mean, there's not words to describe how incredible he's really been. It's nice to see him homer because he has been a little quiet this past week, but that's by his standards. Quiet isn't really quiet. 107.4 miles per hour off the bat, 397 feet. 35-degree launch angle. There's no metric in the world that will tell you he isn't the best hitter in the world right now.
Right, yeah. Yankees put 2 more runners on in the 5th inning, but Gleyber Torres struck out looking to end the inning. Not sure what he's looking at there. That one kind of ticked me off. In that situation, you kind of got to be looking to drive that run by hitting it hard somewhere, not trying to walk. I mean, I get it. Patience is always good, but in that situation, if you're not looking fastball, I mean, what are you doing? Yeah, and that's an inside pitch. That's a pitch he could have ripped down the line. He could have ripped it in the gap. He could have hit it in the seats. He's got that kind of power. But, he swung at some junk and then took strike 3. So not a great showing there for Gleyber Torres. He did make a really nice defensive play in the bottom half of the inning to save a run defensively.
Defense.
Any thoughts on Gleyber Torres and if his days are numbered?
I mean, the guy has to get the bat going consistently. He's had bad stretches and he's had some good stretches this year, but I think he does survive the trade deadline, but that's purely because the Yankees aren't really in a position to subtract any infielders right now, especially when you consider Gleyber is one of the infielders that has the most upside right now. Yeah, he's not performing, but historically, he's been one of your better hitters in the infield. So I don't think it would be wise for them to trade him. But I do think his days are numbered. his poor performance this year, is going to help the Yankees give him a lesser contract offer and they can get him back for cheaper. And I know that he wants to stay here, but I'm not so sure the Yankees feel the same way. I'm not so sure they want to keep him around. This is why the opportunity for Vivas, which I alluded to earlier, is such a huge deal. He can show the Yankees what he's got, and he can prove to be a Gleyber Torres replacement. There's been, whispers about Vivas being a potential replacement in Yankee land. So, that's why, the next week or so for Vivas is pretty important.
Pretty big. Gerrit Cole was done after 6 fantastic innings. We already talked about him, but in case you missed it, he was fantastic. Final line, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Fantastic performance from the ace of the staff. Tommy Kahnle came in for the 7th inning. My confidence in Tommy Kahnle is basically, at this point, a Mortal Kombat character. Sub-Zero. But he did work a scoreless inning. What's your preferred 7, 8, 9 relief combination?
Man, that's a head scratcher. I think I would have to go 7, 8, 9. I would go Luke Weaver, Michael Tonkin, and then probably Clay Holmes. As long as Caleb Ferguson isn't out there. That's all I care about, honestly.
I'm going to go Clay Holmes, Tanner Scott, Mason Miller.
That's a good one.
Volpe got robbed of an RBI single in the 8th. He's honestly been having some better at-bats lately. We need to get him going. Top 9, another big hit for Trevino. 2nd double of the game to lead off the inning. Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad at-bats from Jahmai Jones and DJ LeMahieu. But Juan Soto singled in the 4th run. Should note that Trevino was limping after scoring, and he came out of the game. That could mean Augustin Ramirez as a backup catcher the next couple of days with Wells behind the dish. Be interesting to see if they give Ramirez an at-bat. We've also got Rice who can catch, but I think they are committed to leaving him at first base, letting him learn. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees really plan on making Ben Rice like a catcher for the future, and I think that's because they aren't too confident in his defensive ability back there. But hey, man, Trevino, he did get hurt. He did come out for the brawl, I did see. But if he goes down on the IL, I really would not mind an Augustin Ramirez stint because that guy is probably one of the most exciting hitting prospects the Yankees have had in a long, long time. The guy can hit the crap out of the ball.
We got a comment here that says, guys, Boone said that DJ had quality at bats and great swings. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's bad. That is bad.
That's terrible.
All right, so
I don't know what he's watching.
That is awful. So Clay Holmes came in for the 9th, and Aiden and I agreed that if he blew the save, we were going to have some kind of a suicide pact live on the air. I was going to be just working on the noose, just. But he drilled Kierstad in the back of the head, and then Brandon Hyde went after the bench. I got to say, we need John Boy to break that one down, get the lip reading. But the Yankees hang on to win. Big win.
Game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
All right, here comes everybody's favorite part of the show, especially after a win, because it's the only time we do it. Player of the game. There's a couple of good options here tonight. We did have Trevino with the 2 doubles and the RBI. We had Judge with 4 walks and the home run. First guy to do that for the Yankees since Paul O'Neill in the 90s. I think it said 96. And then we had 6 really good innings from our ace, Gerrit Cole. Who are you going with?
Well, like you said, Trevino, 2 doubles, that's tempting. And I think Judge, the home run, but the 4 walks is also tempting. But when it comes down to it, I'm giving the belt to Gerrit Cole tonight.
All right. First belt of the season for Gerrit Cole. Big start. Big outing. And a big win for the New York Yankees. as they trim the lead in the American League East from the Baltimore Orioles down to 1 game. They are 57-39. Orioles also have 57 wins, but they have 37 losses, so they've played 2 less games. Red Sox creeping up from behind, like OJ, 51-42, 5.5 back. Rays 47-47, and Blue Jays bringing up the rear. Aiden, how you feeling about the rest of this weekend here?
Just win tomorrow, please, because I also say win tomorrow, not just because I want them to win tomorrow and I want Luis Gil to pitch well, but the game is on Roku on Sunday, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to watch that game, especially at 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
So there's an app. Apparently there's a Roku app. I have a Roku TV, but I don't know like how to find it. I'm hoping that there's like some kind of button that says, Yankees or whatever. Otherwise, I'll try MLB TV. It's usually on MLB TV, even if it's on these weird apps like Amazon Prime or, whatever. Not Apple TV. Usually that's only on Apple TV. But I've got a streak going. I can't miss the game, dude. So, we're gonna have to figure it out. But how do you feel about all these apps? That's a little annoying.
It's getting really, really, really egregious, like how many different apps you have to watch, not just for baseball, but for NFL too. I saw that if you want to watch every NFL game this year, you have to spend like $675, which is insane. That's just with all the streaming services. But I did, for a journalism project in school, talk about how there was a huge merger between like Apple TV, Warner Bros, and someone else for like a all-in-one sports app. So maybe that'll be a thing of the past soon.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some final thoughts here as we look forward to Game 2. I guess my primary takeaways were that it was about time for Judge to heat back up. He doesn't have long stretches without home runs, so big home run tonight. Volpe's having better at bats. Juan Soto continues to have painful swings, but somehow gets hits and home runs and doubles and stuff. He had some good at bats tonight. DJ LeMahieu, I don't think he had good at bats. I mean, he had a couple of foul balls. I mean, does that qualify for a good at bat? I mean, I'm not seeing it from DJ. I think his days are definitely numbered. I think he's going to be another one that the Yankees are paying to sit at home, kind of like Aaron Hicks or, Josh Donaldson. And obviously Garrett Cole, it's great to see vintage Garrett Cole tonight. Maybe not quite vintage, but pretty close to vintage. I'd say he was like, if there's like one of those loading bars and it goes up to 100%, he's at like 94%, right? It's like you can run him. He might have a couple of bugs, but you can run him. I think he's going to settle in and have a really good second half for us if he stays healthy.
Yeah, I mean, you're really encouraged by Cole's performance tonight. I mean, too. He needed that start. That's why I gave him the belt, because it has been a little rough coming back for him. I want to say it was either last start or the start before. It was a really, really rough outing. So to see him go 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run tonight, that's really, really encouraging for the second half of the year.
So we got a super chat here from Pennifield. He asked if we'll get warnings tomorrow. I mean, I could see it. I mean, the Yankees have hit a bunch of guys. The Orioles have hit a few guys. I mean, there's some bad blood between these teams right now. You had I don't want to call it a brawl. You had the balderdash there in the ninth inning, or fisticuffs, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know about warnings. I think if somebody gets thrown at early, you'll get a warning. Like if Gunnar Henderson gets hit in the first inning, you'll get a warning.
Yeah, and like even if it isn't intentional, there's going to be a warning. I don't think Judge is getting hit. I don't think anyone's getting hit, really. I think, once we see that Brandon Hyde is going to be facing some consequences, I think the Orioles are going to, step back a little bit.
Yeah. Well, should be a fun weekend of baseball anyway. Hopefully the Yankees can win at least one more. You want to take this series. You don't want to go in through another week of no baseball, sitting on 9 consecutive series where you don't have a win. And to win one over the Orioles right now would leave you in a pretty good spot headed into the second half. If you can somehow, by some miracle, win the next 2, you go into the All-Star break in first place despite this really bad stretch, and that's got to leave you feeling good. I know I would feel pretty good as a fan, knowing that we got Giancarlo coming back. in about a month, we're going to have Jason Dominguez back, I think. Maybe a little bit more than a month, but it won't be too much longer than that. We'll have him back by September, I think. And, rest it up. Would not surprise me if Volpe comes out to a better start in the second half. Verdugo, I think he's a little banged up. He ran into the wall, and Baltimore has not been the same. Getting these guys some rest, getting Juan Soto a few days off with the hand. I think he's got like a jammed finger or something, and that's why he's playing through it. It's just one of those things that hurts, but it's not going to damage it worse by playing. Just getting some rest will help. So I don't really care about the All-Star game at all. I'm interested in the draft and the home run derby. I hate the All-Star game, but what are your any final thoughts on the next week for the Yankees before we lead off with your first episode of the StatCast report?
Yeah, Judge and Soto and Holmes, please don't get hurt, especially Soto with that finger. I'm a little worried about it. But for the rest of the team over the All-Star break, just make some adjustments, man. Rest up and make some adjustments. I think a lot of hitters in this order, Volpe and Verdugo, namely, have to switch up their approach. They have to stop being so passive, especially Verdugo. Volpe has to stop just, trying to put the bat on the ball. You actually got to try and drive the ball too.
Yep.
But yeah, they got to rest up. They got to get healthy. You got Stanton and Dominguez coming back soon, along with Clark Schmidt. Scott Efros, don't forget about him. I think will be super important in the bullpen. And the trade deadline. Hopefully they find something in the infield and the bullpen that can, mend this team up.
What's your big wish list? Like, if you had to write a letter to Santa trade deadline, what are you asking for under your Christmas in July tree?
Yeah, so I talked about this on Fireside Yankees today, actually. If Ben Rice didn't come up and, wasn't playing so well, my first guy would have been Christian Walker. I think he would be an absolute game changer for the Yankees if the D-backs made him available, but I don't think that's going to happen. For my wish list overall, though, I would like Jonathan India. You can play him at third base and second base. I think he could slot in as a pretty nice leadoff hitter. The question is, do the Reds make him available? Don't really know. They're the Reds. They're really, really weird. Tanner Scott for the bullpen would be fantastic. Maybe you explore a Tanner Scott and Jazz Chisholm package instead of trading for Jonathan India. And then I don't even know what starting pitcher I would want. Just to get someone who can eat up some innings, or maybe just get another reliever. But just an infielder and two relievers has to be my wish list overall.
Yeah, I think, I change kind of daily, like how I feel. If the offense is bad, I'm like, oh, my top guy is like some offensive guy, McMahon or Chisholm. And if they pitch poorly, I'm like, oh, we got to get Tanner Scott in here. I think if I had to make a move right now, gun to my head, probably Tanner Scott. I think, putting him at the back end of the bullpen would be huge. But all right, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe. You're going to hear the big message in a second, but I sincerely ask you to like and subscribe. We got a lot of great content coming in the second half of the season, including from this gentleman right here. And we will see you when we see you. Hey everybody, we are on a mission for 50,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the season. When we get there, we're going to give away some cool prizes. We're going to give away an official Yankees pinstripe jersey of your choice, 4 tickets to a Yankees game, plus some NYY Recaps merch. It takes one click and it's free. So if you watch every video, double check that you are subscribed. If you love the podcast, subscribe. Heck, even if you hate the podcast, hate me, hate the Yankees, hate my cat, who cares? Subscribe anyway so somebody can win these prizes. And we'll see you next time.
Ball game over.